Our team there, the Tigress, making us proud at the Olympics. Yeah, so far, well, welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni Gishafe. Time to take you around the world of sport, and it was a fantastic one for Team Nigeria in basketball. The Tigress, our women team, they are 4-peat winner in Africa and rated 12th in the world. They fought like stallions. They did so well in that game against Australia. They called it the all pass of Australia, and it was a fantastic performance from our team, despite being rated 12th by FIBA, and Australia rated third in the world FIBA ranking, but we were able to beat them 75-62 in an encounter that saw them see Nigeria being very physical. Our ladies did not give up at all. They showed their class. The Tigers overcome Australia to secure Nigeria's first win in 20 years. 20 years ago, we were able to, at least for the past 20 years now, we've not been able to do well at the Olympics when it comes to women basketball. But this time around, our ladies fought hard against Australia, and kudos to them. Nigerians really were so happy yesterday, because if you look at the antecedent of this Olympics, we've not been having a good time. But this time around, yesterday, Ezine Kalu, Amy Okonkwo, all of them came out to do well in that game, and congrats to them. As we speak right now, the iconic picture there, you can see where Ezine Kalu fell on the floor after throwing that particular throw in there, and it was a fantastic world there for Team Nigeria. The Tigress 75-62 against Australia. No one saw that coming, because of the fact that they were rated third in the world and we 12th. And the ladies did not look at the ranking. They look at themselves, work together as a team, and they were able to do it courtesy of their coach, Rena Wakama, who was able to win that game alongside her team there. Well, talking about that particular story, the Tigers overcome Australia to secure Nigerian first win in 20 years. Looking at that story, you just want to agree with me that the Tigers really did well. And now quickly, let's look at the top scorers. The Tigers top scorers yesterday. Ezine Kalu scored 19 points. In fact, she was the motivator for our team. She did so well. Ezine Kalu there, 19 points. Emi Okonkwo, 13 points. Promise Amukamara, 12 points. And Mujanatu Musa also scoring 11 points to turn things around for Team Nigeria. The Tigress, they did well, making us so proud yesterday. In fact, they wiped away all the pains Nigeria have been facing since the beginning of this competition. But right now, we quickly, as we're talking about this, it's a big one for the fact that our team, Team Nigeria, the Tigress, they really show class for what they have done yesterday, for the fact that Nigerians are hoping that they can at least continue to do well when it comes to this competition. When it comes to this, you can't take anything from our ladies. For what they did, they really did well. They did well yesterday. They showed their class by being able to win that game against Australia. In fact, their coach came out to say they were too physical against them, talking about Team Nigeria, the Tigress, and also for the fact that our team, our ladies, they did not look at the rankings. They showed the fact that it's not about the rankings, it's not about the bookmakers. They just want to do the business of doing well. They started slowly and they were able to pick well, and from there, they showed their class. Ezine Kalu there, and for the fact that the entire team worked together to be able to win against Australia. That's why right now we'll be looking at the focus on Team Nigeria performance on day 3. The Tigers are making the cap on it. Right now we have in the studio gentlemen, though I'm so happy that today we'll be having a complete house that has to do with a Chelsea fan and also an Arsenal fan. Good one. Olalevita is here. Good to have you.
Adeni, good morning. It's my pleasure being here, and I love the blue you are putting on.
This is not blue. This is not for Chelsea. This is
I just said I like the blue you are putting on.
I know where you are going. This is not for Chelsea. This is just blue for wearing it. Okay. But blue color. Okay, we'll come to that later. Anyway, okay. We have Farouk Abdurazak here in the studio. Join us. Good to have you, Farouk.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, that's the Arsenal fan. I'm sure the way you are looking at him, it's like the Battle of London.
Is he Arsenal fan or supporter?
Arsenal fan.
They are different.
Anyway, talking about the Olympics, the Tigress yesterday, they really made Nigerians all across the globe so happy. They fought like stallions. They showed their class in that game. Let's start with you, Olawale Peters.
Okay, a good one from the Tigress, and at least for the first time after 20 years, and they had their first win, which I think is a very good one. And just like you said during the introductory part, it's not about the bookmaker, it's not about we being the 12th in ranking, while the Australian team, they are 3rd in ranking. It's about what do we have, and like their coach said, it's all about physical game, and let's give it to Kalu. And it's not easy for you to score 19 19 goals, and out of which, 19 rounds scoring, and out of which you have 5 rebounds and 5 assists, and that's the first time we're having a team in our basketball, either male or female, to achieve such feat. I think it's very, very okay. Before the match, I was like, are we going to have another excursion? Because the truth has been, we've been going there for excursion as far as I'm concerned. We've not really gotten anything to really show for it. But the game, yes, it was so, the determination was so there, the concentration was so there, the rebound were so accurate, and we also make use of our 3-pointer also. So we had 9 3-pointer also. So after the first half, I was like, no, we are going home. We are casting home with success. So it's a very good one. But like I do normally advise, it is not over until it is over. The fact that we won Australia, we won the first game, doesn't mean we should go back and relax. We should still go back and watch the video clip, especially against the host nation we are playing on Thursday. That's the France team, to be sure that we do another one again. We have what it takes to do it. What we just need is the right atmosphere to do that. So I'm very happy about the performance of the Tigress.
A good performance for the Tigress there. Well, for the fact that our ladies shone like million stars there, we have Farouk Abdurazak here. Farouk, that game yesterday, at least I'm sure you are happy as a Nigerian.
Honestly, it was fantastic. I think the dominance we displayed, we won. We started off the game winning. We won basically every single quarter except the third quarter where they came up. The opponents came up, but there was even a stretch we had 11 points, 11 to 0 unreturned points, baskets. I thought it was an incredible performance, especially without our captain. Our captain wasn't there, Sarah Ogoke. She wasn't there. We still were strong. Great performance by the coach, and yeah, it was fantastic. We want to show that dominance. We have France coming up. We have Canada coming up next, and we want to represent Africa. We want to represent Nigeria, and we can try and go all the way, try and win a medal. That'd be great.
Well, seriously, now looking at the points, top scorers yesterday, Ezine Kalu was fantastic. Emi Okonkwo, 13, Promise Amu Kamara, Mujanatu Musa, all of them worked together as a team under the young coach of that's Rena Wakama. That when she was appointed earlier on, you were like, wow, this young lady, can she at least be able to lead the team? But yesterday we saw our players. They were so determined. It was as if that was the final of the Olympics, because the ladies came out smoking again. Australia could not believe. Their coach had to say that we were too physical. Would you agree with that, Farouk?
There's no such thing as too physical. You play to win. You play to win, and if you can't match the tenacity, then that's your fault. We came, we were strong. We're the first African team to beat the Opals, Australia, in about 12 games in major competition. And look, we played hard, we won, and we'll win the next one hopefully too.
Okay, we need the second one, the next one of France. I know they will be having the support of their indigenes there that will support them coming out en masse. But I believe with this win, at least, like you said, it should not be carried away. But that should spur them into action.
Yeah, it should. It's more like a confidence building. And if you can do it against Australia, that means you can do it against France also. Irrespective of being the hosting nation, and the pressure will be more on them, the pressure will be more on us. Like the game against Australia, we are the underdog. So the girls, they played more with freedom. They play without tension. Whatever happens, we are used to it. So, and I think against France also, we're going to have the same thing. And if we can improve upon what we had against Australia, so our game should be, one thing about the competition is we have to improve on game basis. It shouldn't be that, oh, your game against Australia is better than a game against France. The game against France should be much more better than against Australia. And Kalu, I won't continue to talk about her. This is someone that the last time she played for the country was in 2020, so 4 years difference, and she came back smoking. So don't be surprised if we're having the next match against France. It won't be Kalu that will be the star match again. Probably someone else will come and be the star match. So it's all about teamwork. It's all about communication, dedication. Then about the physical aspect of it, it's a game of contact. It's not a game. It's not a game that when you're coming, I allow you to pass. No, it is a game of contact. So if our strength lies in our strength, I think we should go for it.
You should just go for it.
Go for it, yeah.
Well, we've been talking concerning the team. That's the D Tigress for what they did yesterday, making Nigeria so proud. In fact, green, white, green all across the globe yesterday was wow, because it was a tough game that a lot of people were ready. The bookmakers have picked Australia to win that game, but we went out outrightly and we did so well. And still talking about Team Nigeria, D Tigress. Now, the Minister of Sport Development, Owan Eno, right now, is really appreciating them for the gallant victory they had against the uppers of Australia. That particular victory, I believe, has spurred the entire Team Nigeria into action. That day 3 seems to be a good day for our team. And now we've started well. Hopefully, the Minister of Sport appreciating the Tigress for the fact that they were able to turn things around against all odds on Monday. Farouk.
Yeah, it was very good. It was very good. He's watched the same game that we all watched. I'm sure he's inspired. He is the Minister of Sports Development, and I'm sure he wants us to succeed as much as every single Nigerian does. So that win was honestly, it was the first win for Nigeria at the Olympics. It was a big boost to the country, and I'm sure he has a lot of pride.
A lot of pride coming there for the Minister of Sport.
Yeah, Mr. Appreciation.
I knew you were going to turn it around against him now. Well, you should appreciate that.
It's Mr. Appreciation. Well, a good one, and I think it will be happy wherever he is right now. Just like my colleague here said, it's something that will pride himself. Right, when I'm the minister, that we're able to win against Australia after 20 years. But it shouldn't stop like that. Like I've said here on the show, and I'll continue saying, it shouldn't be done in the competition that will start appreciating, urging them. No, we should have a layer of preparation, a layer of process that will really give them the opportunity. Don't be surprised. The match we won against Australia, it's not because we've done any preparation or because of the support the Tigress they got from the federal government. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, they supported them in one way or the other, but they won the match because of their own individual skills. They won the match because of their dedication, their commitment. That, no, come on, we can't be coming here for excursion. For the past 20 years, we are here to win a game. So let's try as much as possible to do this, and they did it. Let's have a situation whereby we're going to look at any of the Nigerian team and say, wow, we achieved what we achieved because of the government support and preparation. I've never seen that in any of our sporting activities in this country. That whatever we achieve is based on the support, the preparation that the government gave. We've never had that. What we've been having is because the Nigerians, as we know, when you think it is over, that's when we're going to give it a surprise. So good on coming from the minister, but we should do more than that. Luck cannot be on our side every time, every day.
Okay, I can see Farouk trying to say something concerning this particular situation.
No. I agree with him that the Tigresses, maybe we weren't favorites in that moment, but we performed. We were aggressive. We were strong, and we can just say we appreciate the Honourable Minister's support and well wishes.
Appreciation coming from the minister there. Well, Farouk and Olala Peters have been in the studio with us, talking sports on the show 360 Sport, where we take you round to make sure at least you have a feel of what's happening, especially focusing on Nigerian sport development. And now, well, we've been talking concerning the Tigress. Really, the name they bear, really, they've been playing like Tigress for the fact that they were able to do well yesterday. Nigerians were so happy after all, considering what has been happening from day 1, day 2, it's as if what's happening to our team Nigeria. But now, at least the hope is coming up little by little. And who knows, maybe we'll actually pick it up from there. Other teams will take a cue from the Tigress and begin to win for Nigeria. And now, talking about our team, the Tigress, congrats to them, wishing them the best against France on Thursday when they fight out against the host nation. It's going to be tough, but it is a match that they can win, or a game that they can win. Away from there, well, we quickly talk about our Super Falcons. Well, Paris 2024 Super Falcons can still qualify according to a man that has been there. He went, he saw, and he conquered. Joseph. You remember him in 1996 Atlanta Olympics? He was able to do well. That's the story we're looking at. Super Falcons can still qualify if they beat, let's add that particular clause to it, if they beat Japan. That's if they beat Japan. And for the fact that Canada, issue of drone, issue of this has affected Canada, 6 points have been deducted from them. And right now, from the way it is, Super Falcons can still qualify. Coming from Dosu Joseph.
Okay, the first question is, when Dosu was in Dream Team of 1996 that won us our medal, And did they lose their first and second match and hoping to win the third match before they qualify? It's no. That's the truth. And the fact that we are always hoping and using this, if we beat Japan and Spain and Brazil they play draw, why will you be banking our hope on another team, just like Arsenal, praying that Man City should lose their last match before they can win the title?
Oh my goodness! I will actually mention one new, but now I'm happy you have a Ghana fan is there.
Just making a reference.
And why Arsenal?
Because
must it be Arsenal? Why don't you mention Enyimba?
They are the best example that we can give, that people will understand what we are
Why
talking
don't you
about.
mention Liverpool?
They are the best example as at last season. You can't leave your own faith into another team's hand when you fail to do what you ought to have done. So that's it. Brazil. Now you want to do it against Japan. Japan that they are currently,
and they beat Brazil.
They are currently energized because they defeated Brazil. They have 3 points, so they have more hope than us with 0 points. Instead of them to get as far as I'm concerned, they too, they went for excursion, and I'm not being pessimistic.
I'm coming back to you on this particular one, even though you are not pessimistic. We talk about the match between Nigeria and Brazil, Nigeria and Spain. Now, coming to you, in fact, maybe you should fight for yourself now. I've been fighting for it. While he was making he actually threw a jibe to Arsenal, while he was making analysis. Maybe you find a way to also intertwine your analysis, trying to throw it back to him as a Chelsea fan. Anyway, but Super Falcons, according to Joshi, that we can still qualify, which to him, we should not be resting our hopes on other teams' performance, or by now not to have made hay while the sun is still shining.
Now, ideally, you don't want to rely on other teams, but at the end of the day, this is tournament football, and anything can happen in tournament football. We can go there and we can defeat Japan 3-0, 4-0. You never know. It's happened many times before. We can do that. We can hope on a draw with Spain and Brazil. We can beat them and have a better goal difference than Brazil if they'd be on 3 points, and then go and qualify. At the end of the day, tournament football is unpredictable. We see it all the time.
I think we saw Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire at the group stage. In fact, they managed to qualify. Best loser thereabout. They won the tournament at last. Who knows? Maybe it's Super Falcons.
So we're talking about this a different
ball game. This is not okay. Are you saying African football is not?
No. I'm not directing the African football. I'm just saying that this is a different ball game. Now you're looking at a team, Super Falcons, that they've played 2 matches. They're yet to score a goal. And against Japan, so that means we have to defeat them like 3-0 to have a better advantage in terms of points and goal against. So you have to look at it statistically. That is it possible? Is it not possible? Now I'll put it back to you, Adeni. Did you see our Super Falcon scoring 3 goals without conceding?
Against Japan?
Against Japan. And look at the pace, look at the strength, and look at the agility of the Japanese team. Look at their game against Brazil.
Perform more like Arsenal and not like Chelsea. They have a good chance.
Okay, I think I love that. I love the way you came in.
Yeah, that's true. It's a case of a child with good handwriting but failing an exam, because Chelsea you're talking about, they are still the pride of London in terms of trophy, not in terms of playing ball and scoring goals without achieving anything. We are talking about a club that in the whole London, they are the last to have won Champions League, UEFA League, Premier League.
Okay, no, let me cut you there. We'll talk about it at the end of the show. Let's run the show first. Then we come back to Chelsea and Arsenal. Okay, we're talking concerning Super Falcons' performance at the Olympics. The first 2 games they lost, although we saw, we saw at least, I want to call it an improvement, because against Spain, we actually they scored 2 goals against us. Against Brazil was 1 goal, and it was scored in 85th minute. Now, if you are to compare the 2 games between Nigeria, Brazil, Nigeria, and Spain, is there any improvement? Do you notice anyone?
Yes, we had chances against Spain more than against Brazil, and even not because of Ajibade. I don't know what happens to him. There are some clear-cut chances that Oshola gave to her that she balloned away. If you had taken that opportunity, probably would have good substitution before they met Spain in the final and they lost. So you have to get it right from there. I don't really know the reason why you substituted Oshola when you did.
And a lot of people were like, Ajibade should have been the one to be removed.
Honestly.
Why Oshoala should continue with the game. And we saw the first game. Sorry to cut you short. The first game, Oshoala was on the bench. Almost, in fact, she did not even take any action. So a lot of things happening. People are wondering what is happening. Then after outcry, okay, you brought her in second match, and then you removed her in the 73rd minute. Well, let's hear from Farouk. It seems you have a different opinion.
So no, I like to play devil's advocate. I know a lot of people think this way, but you never know. Maybe she had some sort of injury or some sort of strain. You never know. The coaches have a lot more information than we do. But at the same time, it would have been great to have seen her. So I do understand the nation's worries.
Well, seriously, a tough one for Super Falcons there. If you look at that game between Nigeria and Brazil, Nigeria and Spain, a tough decision coming from the coaching crew because we could see that there was maybe a misinformation or thereabout. Well, for Ajibade coming out, rather staying on the pitch, and Oshoala coming out, well, that's his own tactics. He knows better. He's with them. He knows them better. But against France, rather against Japan, that we're expecting is coming up, and that match, is it possible that you've seen that you can beat Japan?
Anything is possible. Like the Tigress, nobody believed we'd defeat them, and we did. So against Japan also, it's 11-11. Whatever happened before the match doesn't matter, but what happened during that 90 minutes, it's what really happened. And it's what really matters. So we have to look at how we're going to concentrate, communicate, and make use of our chances. That's what we need to do. So to me, I don't think they're not playing 12 players against 11. It's 11-11, and we have one of the best squad that they are experienced, they are exposed. So we're not talking about home base versus the foreign base player. So as far as I'm concerned, it's possible we can do it. If we can make use of our chances, we have nothing to regret than to win it. Making
use of our chances, Farouk, on Nigeria versus Japan will be a match that will actually, it will be very, very crucial. As it is, let's assume you are Randy Waldron. What would you do differently against Japan?
What I'd say is we need 3-0 to go through. Try score in the first 15 minutes, keep it tight. Try score again just before or just after half-time. We know those goals are very crucial. It can make or break a team's spirit. If you're going into the game second half at 2-0, defend tight, defend deep, and we have fast players, spring with a counter-attack and try to get a third goal in the last minute. Don't pay attention to, what's the score in Brazil, Spain? Don't do this, just focus on your game. Play the ball we know how to play. We have great players. And
it's coming up, and we just know that our team needs to win that game. In fact, if you are to do well, we need to win large or huge. Either way you want to take it, but we just have to beat Japan in that game to have hope of maybe can still make it. According to Doshi Joseph, Atlanta Olympics gold medalist at that time. So he's talking from experience. Who knows? Maybe he'll be able to pep talk them to see how they can do better next time. From there, well, the three was not too, from one angle, it was very sweet. D-Tigre making us proud. And another angle wasn't this sweet because our table tennis players, the last one, Fatima Bello, actually crashed out from the tournament. Well, it started with Aruna Quadri, the main man from Africa, was beaten so early. After him was Olagide Omotayo. They actually lost out. And also of Young Edem, the most experienced out of the ladies actually traveled there. 4 of them crashed out from this tournament in table tennis. Somebody now posted and said, 4 medals gone. It wasn't funny at all.
Is it 4 medals? Have you ever won medal in table tennis?
And at least if you have to win, that's 4 medals.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not really surprised about what happened. And it's all about preparation. I'll continue to say this. Aruna Quadri has been representing Nigeria for how many years now? It's always about Aruna Quadri. We still have to go back to the grassroots. We have to go back to see how we can replace the aging and the aged athletes that we have in the country. I don't think there's enough competition for the likes of Aruna Quadri in the country right now because we've failed to go back to how we used to have them in those days. I remember the days of Atanda Musa, Jomi Bankole,
Osekafu.
So we don't have that again. We don't have varieties of options that we can pick. It's like whatever happens, I'm still going to be the one to represent the country. We'll continue to say this. We have to prepare for this competition. Immediately after the conclusion of this Olympics, we have some countries that will start training their athletes that will represent them in the next 4 years. But we're not going to do that. We want to wait till about 2-3 months or a month before we start saying we trust you, we believe in you. So that is what I think we need to come back home to come and do. I'm not surprised about our performance because, to be honest with you, I'm not expecting any medals from this competition based on what we've done. But let's get into wrestling. Let's get into the weightlifting. Let's get into the track and field. Let's see what can happen, what we can, because it's very, very embarrassing that since 1967 that I've been going for Olympics, up to now, we only have 27 medals in total to show for this. But if you look at the amount of money that we spent on sponsoring this event, it's huge. It's a lot. So we have to really look at the return value of what we are doing. By doing that, I'll still say it, there's need for us to have Olympic village or game village in this country, where when we are having a competition like Commonwealth Game, All African Games, we'll use it as a camp for all our contingent to go in there, camp and get prepared before the competition.
Well, for Farouk, in table tennis, we crashed out. All the 4 representatives of Nigeria all crashed out. In fact, Alana Quadri, surprisingly, he was leading his game with 3. And we don't know how the 19-year-old player did it. It was like a magic. And Alana Quadri lost out in that game.
It's a shame. I just want to build up on the point my colleague made earlier. Yes, we do need to prepare better. We do need to prepare better. And not just table tennis, but racket sports in general. I have seen at the grassroots level, Nigeria has some talented players. We really have some good players. They need the exposure. They need more experience. They need maybe some international competitions, traveling abroad, competing with others. Table tennis, we have some incredible players, especially at grassroots level. Hopefully by the next Olympics, we'll see some of those players coming to fruition.
Well, we've been talking concerning Team Nigeria performance on day 3 at the Paris 2024 Olympics there, taking place in Paris. Well, it has been a fantastic performance for the Tigress, making us proud yesterday. But for table tennis, they all crashed out, and now we are still hoping that something good will come up, because today we'll be having badminton. I know Luakpayori will be playing, and that will be a badminton. Hopefully by 6:30 p.m. he will be able to at least make us proud again. Nigerians are hoping that he will do well, one of the most ranked when it comes to this sport in Africa. In fact, as it is right now, Team Nigeria are still hopeful that they will do well in this competition. Now, when we talk about Team Nigeria, it is not only the able-bodied men and women that represent Nigeria at the Olympics. We also have Para-Olympic, or they call it Paralympics, that will be coming up. It will be starting from August. Now, from August 28th, that will be coming up. Now, let's talk about them, trying to see how they can do better. They have to quickly appoint a patron, and the patron is Soname, the owner of Remo Stars, who will deem it fit to support them with 25 million naira, at least to cover up for all the expenses for the athletes and every other person, the para athletes. And we'll be competing. Let's look at the competition. Team Nigeria will be competing in 4 different sports. Team Nigeria Para Games, the competition there. Well, for Team Nigeria, we hope that they will be doing well in the 4 competition. We have Team Nigeria in Para Badminton. They will be competing there. Well, it's actually in that particular story. Well, as we're talking about Team Nigeria for Paralympics, they got this boost from Soname, 25 million naira to support them.
That's enough motivation. And when it comes to the Paralympics, we've been doing very well before now as a country, and they're making us proud. So I'm not going to be surprised if we perform better than our last outing. And in talking about the Soname also, we're talking about someone that understands sport, not only football alone. Someone that have the passion, someone that can go all out personally to dole out his own money to support the team, to see what best they can do. So as far as I'm concerned, even though they're starting by next month in August, 6 weeks or 7 weeks time, but nevertheless, let's see what they can really do. I so much believe in them. The last competition that they won, the last outing that they went, they did very well. They came back with medals, unlike our so-called excursion contingent right now, that
anyway,
all of them are just crashing out. So give them the support, and like we normally say here, when it comes to sport, we should give recognition to everybody. We shouldn't weigh into one side than the other side. The Paralympics also, we should give them the attention that they needed,
deserve.
the recognition that they needed, the support that they needed. Don't be surprised they bring us medal that their counterpart failed to do. At the end of the day, what are we looking out for? We are looking for medal. We are looking for glory. We are not looking for second best team. We are not looking for the most entertainment team. We are looking for a team that will be giving you trophy. We are looking for a team that will be giving you medal. So that's what I think we should be looking into.
And truly, Team Nigeria Paralympics team, they've really done well by actually they earn us more medals that the able-bodied men. We just have to give kudos to them. I'm sure that was what spur into action the patron of that particular team to see how we can do that 25 million naira to them. And that's a good move from Soname, Remo Stars. And now, before I come to you, Farouk, let's look at, we have 4 events. We'll be competing in para-table tennis, para-badminton, para-athletics, and also para-powerlifting. Those are the 4 competitions from 28th of August till 10th of September. They will be in France, and hopefully they will be competing for the next 12 days there. Looking at this story, para-powerlifting, it shows that our team, they are battle ready and they've gotten the support from from their patron.
Definitely. First, I don't know which camera I'll look into. Thank you so much, Soname, for that 25 million sponsorship. It will really enable our para-abled Olympians to compete in those four events. We really hope that they can do something. The para-powerlifting, you can think we'll have some really competitive advantages now with that sponsorship especially. And as you saw, those are 4 sports. 2 of those are racket sports, as we mentioned before. We do have the ability, we do have the capability. We just need to pursue and take confidence from the Tigresses win, and we can see what more we can do. Yeah.
Seriously, talking about Paralympics now, Team Nigeria, really, they've done well in this competition. They won so many medals, in fact, more than the able-bodied men over there at the Olympics, and we wish them the best. Getting that boost will be a morale booster for the entire team as they move to France. Starting from 20th of August to September 10, they'll be competing in 4 different categories of sport team moment in Paralympics. And we wish them the best there. For the patron, kudos to you for what you've done. And hopefully we get more support from Nigerians to see how that team will do well in Paris. And now, talking about Paris, we just have to at least digress a bit. They've been hoping that our team will do well for today. That's in badminton. And hopefully Super Falcons and also the Tigers on Thursday against France. Wishing all the entire team Nigeria the best as we keep talking about them. Now, away from the Olympics, let's talk about the NPFL, Nigerian top-tier league. NPFL, they've been able to at least have a deal with Sevilla. NPFL seals partnership with Sevilla FC for players' coaching development. That's a good news coming from NPFL so far. At least we'll have something good about it. Let's look at the Sevilla NPFL partnership that they'll be having. Sevilla FC is convinced that the alliance can help NPFL clubs improve and encourage the development of youth players, a new decisive step in our internationalization process, and will help Sevilla brand to continue to grow in Africa, in a country like Nigeria, from which we are receiving a lot of support. After the signing of Chidera Ejuke, it was Maria Dionedo Carrasco making that statement, while our own NPFL chairman, Nigeria can benefit from Sevilla's developmental strategy and their youth development program, training agreement for NPFL coaches coming together as Sevilla FC and also NPFL. That's a good move coming from the NPFL. Let me start with you, Farouk. This particular alliance between NPFL and Sevilla will go a long way because both of them is a 50-50 win. Sevilla wants to get more popular in Nigeria, at least. You can see from that statement. Also, we also need them to help us in developing our players and also coaches.
No, it's good. It's a very good initiative. What I want to know more of are Sevilla's responsibilities to NPFL. Are they going to be stationing coaches? Are they going to be sending coaches around? How often will these coaches be coming? Are they going to be prying away our young talents too early and adhering them to harsher conditions? These are some of the worries and some of the pitfalls that can come with such a partnership. However, we obviously know the main benefits. You have a pathway to direct top European league, and you can see what goes on there. I do want to say that different teams have different styles of play. Sevilla may play one way where a lot of our young players may not adhere to. Maybe we may be suited more to an Atletico Madrid or a Chelsea or something else. where maybe the style or the substance is slightly different. So I want to know more about the partnership. Is it just funneling players to Sevilla straight? We want to know more about it, but the initiative is great, and we do hope that we see a lot of our young players in La Liga soon.
Okay, good initiative, but just like my colleague said, we want to really see the details of the agreement. I know of club-to-club agreements, but when it comes to NPFL, I thought it should be the NPFL and the FA.
Yeah.
Or La Liga.
Or La Liga, or Serie A, not the club. Because what we really need is how to develop our infrastructure, how to develop our referees, how to develop the coaches, not the players, because there's a great danger in that. Everybody wants to japa. And that will give a disadvantage to our own domestic and grassroots development in the country. So what they'll be doing is they'll be coming to the country and poach those players, and before you know it, they take them out of the country. So we have to be very careful when we are looking into this. So that's why I said earlier on, it would have been better to have this agreement between the FA, La Liga, or what have you, the organizing football federation of the country, not the club. It's like Eyimba now, saying they are going to Premier League and they want to go and have an agreement with FA, or going to La Liga, that they want to. So I think we really need to be very careful in what we are really doing. But whatever partnership we want to go into, whatever agreement, it should be more detailed to enable us to analyze and see the pros and the cons before we can be able to advise if it is something that we should go for or something that we can not go for.
Definitely.
Well, from the way it is right now, both NPFL and Sevilla FC, they will be having that alliance, and let's see where it actually take us to. Our football is getting better one way or the other, even though it might not be as fast as we want. But to some extent, it's actually moving. NPFL is getting better day by day. We continue to hope that we get more developmental programs that will make our league better off than the way it is. And still talking about the NPFL, we still look at another story, but this time around we go youth. Let's talk about the NPFL Under-17 Youth League, where we are focused on building a formidable team. According to the coach of our Under-17 team, they are right now in camp, and he said that, yes, they've been able to get about 21 players, and they still want to have more, the best of the best players across Nigeria for the Under-17 Youth League. According to the coach, a formidable team is coming.
NPFL League.
This Under-17.
Yeah, I know. You have NLO, you have NNL.
Of course, we need to develop football.
To be honest with you, the best way we can get a real Under-17 that they can have a longer span of playing for this country is from the secondary school. That's the honest truth. This Under-17 they are talking about now, is that one Under-17? No, it's a question.
Grassroots football.
Look at him. Is that one Under-17?
This is grassroots football.
So, Adeni, the truth of the matter is, for us to get it right, you have to go back to the grassroots. You have to go back to where we normally have inter-house sport competition, where we normally have the Principals Cup, which each state will compete internally from their state to see who will qualify, and everybody will now come together to play nationwide. It is from there you can see someone in SS1, someone in SS2, they are a real 14, 15 years old, and you start to train them. Look at Lionel Messi. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo. Look at Nicolas Pepe. These are the players that they started when they are 16, 17, and that's their real age. That's why they can play for that longer period, 15 years, 14 years, unlike our own. So to me, as far as I'm concerned, this is a misplaced priority. I think we should go back to the secondary school and see how we're going to reintroduce it. Because to get the other 17, that's where we need to go into.
Okay, while we're actually looking at this particular Under-17 Youth League, well, Olaife is standing on one side, and I'm sure, as the devil's advocate that you call yourself, are you going to be standing against him or what?
Yes, I'll play devil's advocate again.
Okay.
And I know they have a tour to Spain. It's a good exposure for them. We'll see what we can do in Spain, but we can also see what we can bring to the international culture and bring our own flavor. The Under-17s, they have good talents. We all know Nigeria. And when it comes to raw talent, that's not the problem. That's not the issue. The issue is developing it, training it, and we do need. I'll agree with him. We do need better camps for longer, catching these younger players a lot earlier. So knowing by the time, even younger than 14, 15, 12, 11, 10, you can catch players by then. There are players in academies in the Premier League and in other teams that their players have started Bukayo Saka was in Arsenal Academy from age 10, age 9. If you can get these players from catchment zones, catch them in the right place and train them up, by the time they're under 17 level, under 18 level, they'll already be storming the place.
Hopefully, it will actually get better concerning Nigerian football now. But this time around, let's talk about the under-20 Flying Eagles, because the Nigerian Football Federation, they made open the, at least, position of the coach. Let's look at that story. NFF 6 qualified coach for Flying Eagles top job, and according to NFF, the coach must be someone that has been a coach for the past 5 years, and also be conversant with Nigerian football. Aside that, must be at least a CAF B, a certified coach. That's the requirement. Prerequisite. Let me borrow that word from the human resources people. Anyway, the prerequisite for Flying Eagles top job is to be a CAF B coach, certified coach, 5 years as a coach, and also conversant with Nigerian football.
Okay, and I like the last part, must be conversant with Nigerian football, because that's what we are actually really missing. And so if you can get that right, I think the Flying Eagles is even more important for the build-up to our Super Eagles, because these are the players that should ordinarily transit into the Super Eagles. But once your own your academic team is not really good, your main team will be having a problem. The problem we're having right now, if you look at the Golden Eaglets, the Flying Eagles, we don't really have good players that can say, oh, these are the future of Nigerian football, like we used to have in those days. So that's why I said it is very important to get it right from the coaching crew. And I hope also the NFF, the way they are making this, the Flying Eagles coach to be transparent, they'll do it when it comes to the Super Eagles. Yeah. Not that we just hear announcement that they've appointed.
Announcement is coming up in the next few days, any moment.
As their spokesperson, I know you have the information.
Oh my goodness! But sincerely, NFL will soon announce the name of the that Super Eagles coach. But for the Flying Eagles, they have to make it open. Farouk.
Yeah. So with the new coaching position, we normally go the route of ex-players and things like this. What we've seen a phenomenon of across the world, players or coaches that weren't necessarily the best players when they were in their prime, in their youth. Jose Mourinho is a fine example. There are many others. People that actually know the craft, know the knowledge, have taken the time to study. The years that were spent, others were playing. Some of those were studying, coaching, reading manuals, getting experience. Maybe we should look in that direction. We never know. You never know. Hopefully we can find a young, smart, vibrant coach that has the modern tools to take us.
Okay, well, this is time at least to join the two of you together, because what your club is interested in, the Blues are also very, very interested, kind of. Let's look at that story. Napoli considering Osimhen Lukaku. Let's look at it quickly. Napoli considering Osimhen Lukaku swap deal with Chelsea, despite Arsenal's interest. It's a big one. Maybe let me start with the Arsenal. I don't want the Blues to come on. Look at this. Arsenal really have interest in Osimhen, but Napoli seems to, because of Lukaku interest, that has to do with Antonio Conte. He wants him over there in Napoli, instead of Naples, to have a swap deal with Chelsea. But you guys really want him.
Look, so Osimhen is, in terms of physicality, directness, attacking the box, he's probably the best striker in the world at that. It would really suit Chelsea's style of play. They're very direct. They can play well. Cole Palmer can thread those balls through. I do see him suiting Chelsea very well, as opposed to Arsenal, who play a slower type of play. It does make sense. What I don't think makes sense for Osimhen is at Chelsea, where he should be right now. Right now, he is here. Chelsea are here. And in fairness, I know we have a Chelsea fan here, and I know I want to make fun of Chelsea, but I'm one of the few people that can actually see the pathway. They ended the season spectacularly last season. They ended it very well. Unfortunately, they've changed their coach. But if they continue playing that style of play, it really suits Osimhen. Direct, fast playing, not wasting around, passing the ball slowly from left to right, because that affects a striker's chance of scoring a goal. If you play it quickly, he just takes one touch across the goal, scores. Arsenal, we don't need him as much as Chelsea need him. That's the fact.
So he's dashing.
If Osimhen coming to
Chelsea,
will make us to continue to be the premium center pares when it comes to the London club. I think we'll take him.
Okay.
We'll take him.
I love the fact that
to be sincere and to be honest, and I agree with him completely. And Osimhen's style of football doesn't fit Arsenal.
It's better with Chelsea.
It's better with Chelsea, or with a kind of direct football that Chelsea plays, with the kind of the formation that Chelsea are going to use under the new coach also, I think it's best suited for him to come to Chelsea. However, Chelsea is having a lot of loads right now. So bringing Osimhen to come and join the load, so that means they have to sell about 4 or 5 players before they can be able to accommodate Osimhen. So let's see how it goes. I know PSG also, they're interested in Osimhen, but Osimhen on his own would prefer to come to Chelsea because Chelsea has been his boyhood club. Right from it never hide that one that he would like to go to Chelsea. But it's not about what you want, it's about what the club really wants. So let's see how it goes.
Well, the last one on the straw has to be with a man that has been with a former coach of Newcastle United, Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce in talks to become Jamaica manager. Well, he wants to go to Jamaica. A lot of reggae blues for him.
I think it will suit him.
A lot of reggae blues coming from Steve Bruce. If this particular deal actually come to limelight, hopefully it will be with the Jamaican team. Farouk.
And the Jamaican team, they actually have some very good players.
Yes, they did well. Be at least at the we saw what they did over there at the Copa America. They really showed some class. That it's not only athletics that they are good at. They are also good in football, and we saw what they do. And we still Bruce's experience in England, taking that straight down. We know that Jamaica and England, they have a lot of things in common. So a lot of, at least he's used to reggae already. Yeah. So he'll just continue. We want to appreciate your time with us in the studio. Farouk Abdrazak, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And the prediction, Super Falcons Japan.
3-0.
3-0 in favor of?
Nigeria.
Nigeria, okay. Let's say from?
2-1.
Favor of?
Japan.
Japan 2-1. Okay, Devil's Advocate this time around. That's it on the show. We've been with Olawale Peters. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And also Farouk Abdrazak. Thank you very much too.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm Adeni G. Shafe. As we always tell that sport is business and business. Thanks for watching.